Hello and welcome to Odds on Ligue and Matchday 22. We saw classic Alain with PSG smashing Olympique Marseille. Big crisis once again in Marseille. The 𝐬𝐵 is still the manager, but who knows for how many days?
Yes, it's one of the questions of the week in the French football. The fans, the association of fans in Marseille, asked to kick out the 𝐬𝐵. We'll see. It's clear the game in Paris. Paris was really motivated because in the first leg in Marseille, a lot of things happened, and PSG wanted to took his revenge. They took his revenge and led Olympique de Marseille in a deep crisis.
Well, let's analyze everything. Remember, we have a French clash in the Champions League, so 2 games on Friday. And also remember to let me know what you think. Let me know your tips. Alain Valnegri was correct last week in his 1-0 tip, the risky one, and it came in. So let's enjoy Liga and let's go on with the show. And we have 2 games on Friday because this PSG Monaco that we have in the Champions League playoff the following week. So Alain on Friday ran PSG, a very good game in Rawson Park with PSG flying in Ligue 1 after smashing 5-0 OM with Dembélé scoring a brace. It looks like Dembélé is getting sharp for the exact important moment of the season, and Rennes are 6 in the standings in really bad form. 4 consecutive defeats in all competition. Last one, 3-1 against Lens.
Yes, they fired 𝗵𝗵𝗿. A lot of internal problem between the board and 𝗵𝗵𝗿 with some player too. 𝗵𝗵𝗿 asked a commission about the player Rennes sold in the last mercato in January, and the board can't accept that, and they fire him. Yes, the season of Rennes is strange because we saw a very good version of about Stade Rennais during 2 months. The beginning was bad, and but since the beginning of November, December was really good and permit to the team to catch a European spot. Right now, there must to defend that. We wait for a new manager. We wait for a quiet atmosphere because this season is so move, and that one affects the team. Is a really young squad, and the young squad need a quiet ambient. And in the last weeks with 𝗵𝗵𝗿, it was not possible to follow. Last four defeat, only 1 goal score in Rennes in the last game out of Coupe de France. Yes, the things was really bad. Probably the worst moment in the season about the Breton team. In change, Paris Saint-Germain right now is in a good moment. They'll be back with a positive streak after their defeat in Portugal against Sporting. We saw different version, but against Olympique de Marseille, we saw the best version of Paris Saint-Germain. It's the key moment for the team. The goal, I repeat, is win the 2nd consecutive Champions League for Luis Enrique, and the priority is the Champions League. In spite of that, they have a beautiful fighting with loss. They can't permit to lose point. And when we analyze both moments of the team, I think PSG is really favorite. I choose PSG winning with the handicap minus 1.25, odds 1.90.
If we check the head-to-head, 6 wins for Rennes in the last 20, in the last 9 years, but, last game, 5-0, the previous one in Rawson Park, 1-4 for PSG, so actually 4 wins in the last 4 games between these two teams. Smart bet is 1x, surprisingly. The AI is trusting Rennes with this odds 2.8, although, apart from the new manager bounce, PSG really favorite indeed.
Yes, we can take the risk. The double chance, yes, is possible. We have a manager changing. PSG maybe make a lot of turnover. Yes, it's always possible, the double chance. But right now, I think the problem are bigger in Rennes than the double chances. For that, I choose PSG win easy.
And a couple of hours later, we have Monaco Nantes. The first leg in the Champions League will be played also in the Ligue. So, of course, Monaco thinking about this Champions League clash. Remember, they were able to beat PSG already this season in the Ligue, in Ligue 1. Things are not getting better. It was a draw in the derby with Nice, goalless draw. So it's 1 win in the last 7 Ligue 1 games. But Nantes are also not better. Alain, 4 consecutive defeats and now in direct relegation spots.
Yes, we're speaking about the team was not in his best moment. The positive things in Monaco is, except the game in Strasbourg, it was Coupe de France. In the last 4 games, Monaco don't receive goal. And after the game in Bernabeu, when they lose 6-1, the press in France attacked the defense of AS Monaco. In my opinion, yes, the team start to use the concept about Pocognoli. We saw an improvement without the ball. The team don't concede so many occasions, but the team suffer in transition, in my opinion, in counter attack. Right now, Nantes, when we speak about Nantes, is difficult to trust in Nantes because the beginning of 2025, is terrible. Yes, they won in Marseille, but against 9 players. Since that, out in Coupe de France, 4 consecutive defeat. What happened in Nantes? The question is, the team will change another time a manager. The mercato was not don't enthusiast the fans. What happened in Nantes is difficult to understand. In spite of that, in my opinion, Monaco will back to win in Ligue 1, and I choose both teams to score. I combine Monaco winning with both teams to score odds 2.70.
All right, and then for Saturday we have OM Strasbourg. We mentioned the big crisis again in Marseille. So difficult this club, and even more if you lose 5-0 with PSG after the KO, unexpected in the Champions League. Before that, the draw with Paris FC. So bad times for the derby, for Monaco, for the board, for the fans, for the atmosphere in the club. And Strasbourg lost to Le Havre as well. So 2 teams not in their best moment.
No, 2 teams not in the best moment, but right now, in my opinion, Strasbourg have something more in the feeling. No, it's true, Strasbourg lose in Le Havre, but maybe we can say they played 60 minutes with 10 players, and Le Havre is difficult to move. It's really difficult to move. Probably Strasbourg suffer more than that type of team. Team with low block, really powerful when they're attacking counter attack. Strasbourg, when they must to attack in positional attack, suffer, and the team concedes space, and the team normally against that type of team, they suffer to win or they lose point. And in Le Havre, it confirmed that. In Marseille, Yes, right now l'OM must have a reaction against Rennes after the no game in Bruges and the no game in Paris against Paris FC. OM had a reaction in Coupe de France, but right now with the atmosphere, you lose 5-0, the Classico, probably the fans will be contest the team, and that one with that condensate of passion sometimes player can be affect player without a lot of experience to manage that type of atmosphere, that type of moment can have a problem. In the last 5 games, Strasbourg was over 1.75 goal in the first half in the last 4, and in my opinion, in Marseille will be start really fast, aggressive, and try to score quickly. And Strasbourg with space is a dangerous team. I choose is the biggest odds of the week, over 1.75 goals in the first half, odds 3.02.
Next game is Lille-Brest. Lille, another of the teams in big crisis. They are 6 points away from OM if they want to fight for the Champions League spots. And it was another huge surprise not seeing them beating Metz. Goalless draw. So it's 4 defeats and 1 draw in the last games, only scoring 1 goal, Alain. And we saw Brest winning the derby against Lorient.
Yes, Lille have a clear crisis with the goal. Is curious to have that poor average of goal score and to have a victory in Europa League against Freiburg. In Metz we saw a Lille, yes, with good initiative the team creates, but the team was not accurate in front of the goal, and that one is a clearly lack of confidence of the team. Genesio must work about that against Metz in a normal configuration, mentally configuration. Probably Lille won that type of game, but right now they lose another 2 points. Champions League is journey after journey, most far for Lille, and yes, there must to send a message to his own vestry, because right now the European spot is in danger, because we see Rennes, Strasbourg, Toulouse are really near to Lille, and if Lille follow with that average of point in 3 journey, they're out of the European spot. In change, Brest arrive happy because a massive victory for them in the derby against Lorient is a dark season for Brest. The results are not good. In spite of that, if Brest can have 4 or 5 consecutive victory, they can go back to the European spot, because they're not so far, only 4 points to Strasbourg. And if we consider if a team win if the team will win the Coupe de France, probably the 7th position in the table will be a European spot, and right now is only 4 points down. And yes, with a good second part of the season, Brest can have the possibility to fight until the end for a European spot. I don't choose 1x2 because Lille is difficult right now, but in my opinion, Lille will score, Brest 2. I choose both teams to score odds 1.80.
All right, then we have the second in the table, Lens visiting the capital. Lens to win pays really well, 1.9. They keep their amazing run. It's amazing, Alain. It's 10 wins and 1 defeat in the last 11 games in Ligue 1, beating Rennes in the previous one. And Paris FC very comfortable in the table, drew with Auxerre, keeping the distance with the relegation zone. Unfortunately for them, they were knocked out from the Coupe de France after beating PSG in the previous round.
Yes, but the problem of PFC is not the content, is not the results, because is a team recently promoted, but in the last weeks they catch so many draw, and against Auxerre, against Angers, losing Lorient is direct game for Paris FC. The chance for Paris FC is the team in the bottom, Auxerre, Nantes, and Metz are really poor average of points, and right now they have a comfortable 8 points more respect to Auxerre, but there must to change a little that tendency, because the team is built for another type of season. The team is built with an important investment, because the team spent money in the market, and the board waits another type of second part of the season. I am pretty sure for that. The game against Lens is a good opportunity to send a message to themselves. We have quality. We can be competitive against every team in this Ligue 1. Lens following with his wave. No, it's difficult to imagine Lens lose point in PFC. But warning, because PFC against the biggest team in Ligue 1 this season, they'll catch his best results. And in Coupe de France, a team was able to win against Paris Saint-Germain, but after they go out against Lorient. And yes, it's a little the season of PFC. For that reason, I don't choose 1x2, because PFC can catch a positive results. I choose the goal over 2.75 goals, because in the biggest match, normally PFC score and concede goal. Odds 2.02.
All right, next one is not that exciting, Alain. Le Havre, Toulouse. Le Havre comfortable, far away from the bottom three. It's only one defeat in the last 5 games. They beat Strasbourg, and that defeat was against Lens, and Toulouse is the favorite for this game, despite the defeat. They lost to Angers. This one, well, the drop is kind of Alain cannot see also Toulouse that favorite as the odds are telling us.
Is the copy of the game in Angers. Toulouse lose the last week. Toulouse suffered that type of team. And Le Havre and Angers are pretty similar in the way of their play. And that's what happened in Toulouse. No, Toulouse. We have a lot of doubt about Toulouse during 4 months, and when the doubt disappeared, Toulouse start to lose stupid points, because draw against Auxerre, losing in Angers. That one is only 1 point to the last 6. After the brilliant beginning of the season, with that 5 points, Toulouse right now should be in the 5th position in the table. And yes, what is wrong with this team? In my opinion, is wrong when they play against really good defensive team with the low block, aggressive, really physical. Toulouse suffer and don't have the skills to the positional attacking is not the best synopsis of the game. Is the best synopsis for Le Havre. Le Havre is doing a good season, because Le Havre don't have a massive budget and must working with the idea, with the model of play. They've had some difficult moment in the season, but the board believe in his manager and his idea of football, and he's a compact team. When they played at home, is difficult to move Le Havre. Only 10 goals received in 11 games, and in my opinion, Le Havre can be catch point. Toulouse can be catch point. I was really undecided. For that reason, I choose the only X of the week. odds 3.25.
Good idea. Indeed, the next one is Lorient Angers. Lorient lost the derby. They were playing derby after derby after derby. Brest, Nantes, Rennes, and then they lost the last one with Brest. Was the first defeat since the 2nd of November. So the run was really, really good. Angers, Alain beat Toulouse and Metz in the last games. No goals conceded in the last 3.
Yes, Lorient at home is serious team. We saw that since the beginning of the season. Biggest team suffer in Lorient. Lorient was able to catch point against Paris Saint-Germain at home. Now in the derby we saw the worst version of Lorient. The worst after a brilliant streak. During 2 months, because November, December, and January, Lorient don't lose any game. They fell down probably in the most important day for the fans of Lorient, because is the most intense derby they have against Brest. In spite of that, in the content, Lorient was not the best team. It was the Lorient away at the beginning of the season when they lose a lot of points. But when they play at home, it's difficult to move Lorient. The last defeat at home for Lorient was at the beginning of the season, at the end of August against Lille. And yes, Angers lose important player during the transfer market session. They beat Toulouse, they beat Metz. Yes, only 1-0, always 1-0. It's true, in the last 3 games, no goal received for Angers, but I trust in Lorient and I choose Lorient winning odds 2.00.
And we have the two of the 3 worst teams in this Ligue playing each other. Metz, Auxerre. It looks like Auxerre, Nantes, and Metz are going to be in the bottom 3. And then one of those in the play-outs. Right now in the play-outs is Auxerre after the draw with Paris and Toulouse in the last 2 games. No goals scored in the last 5 games for Auxerre. Things are not better also for Metz, even if they were able to get that point. With Lille, this is the classic Alain, both teams to lose.
Yeah, except Lille, who is the worst team in the last 5 games. Both are the second worst team with only 2 points in the last 5. I trust a little more in Auxerre because the schedule was hardest, in my opinion, for Auxerre. Their play in loss, their play at home against Paris Saint-Germain, able to catch point against PFC, able to catch point against Toulouse. In change Metz, the feeling are really bad, especially when they played at home. In the last 5 at home, they received a lot of goals, include against Montpellier, who is playing in Ligue 2 this season. They correct something against Lille, but in my opinion, Lille was not accurate in front of the goal. The team still to concede a lot of occasion. In my opinion, Auxerre is better, is more in alive right now than Metz. For that reason, I choose Auxerre winning 𝐋𝐞𝐿 odds 1.85.
All right, and the last game is Lyon-Nice. Lyon, if we were talking before about the worst teams in Ligue 1, Lyon is the opposite, Alain. It's really, really in form. The best team, actually, in the last 5 games together with PSG, both with 5 out of 5. But Lyon, the streak is even longer. It's 12 consecutive wins in all competitions since the defeat with Lorient, and that was the 7th of December. So it's amazing how this team has changed, even if we were concerned about the depth in the squad. The last win was in Nantes, and Nice is only one win in the last 11 games. So looks kind of a safe bet going for Lyon.
Yes, yes, not a safe bet, but a warning, because with Puel, in my opinion, Nice improve a lot. We saw some different version, of Nice. A most offensive version in some games, a most defensive team, and able to can change the chip, during the game, and respect the plan of match draw about Claude Puel. In the last in the last 6 games they lose only 1, and he was in Europa League. In Europa League, don't count in the mind of Nice. Nice right now is still alive in Coupe de France, in quarter of final that will play against Lorient. Against Monaco, we saw a team able to manage well the space, with a mid-block, create a lot of problem to Monaco. And yes, it start to be a mature team in the management of the moment. And I saw an improvement. And Claude Puel working with the good way. It's the good way, with positive communication. Is a better moment for Nice after a really difficult end of the year. Lyon is a brilliant work. The question in Lyon is until when the team will have gasoline, because the squad is not so deep in Lyon. We know that there have a lot of limit in the market, but only winning since the beginning of December in 3 competitions. Lyon is still alive in Coupe de France, finished first in Europa League. In Ligue 1, probably the team will catch a Champions League spot. And yes, it's really positive. It's a lot of time we don't saw Lyon with that type of season, with the positive results. For that reason, I choose Lyon winning at the end of the first half, odds 2.13.
Okay, guys, this is it for our Ligue 1 show this week. Remember, of course, that you can post your tips in Oddspedia. We have our tipster competitions going on, so there is a good chance for you to make money online. And don't forget also to check out Rivals, where you can create your own tipster competition. Alain, which one is your safe bet?
Stade Rennais, PSG winning odds 1.45.
And your ACCA?
Stade Rennais, Paris Saint-Germain, PSG winning with the handicap minus 1.25. OM Strasbourg over 1.25 goals in the first half. And PFC loss over 2.25 goals for a total 7.75.
Thank you, Alain. See you next week. Bye-bye.